ability to lower
Another
your
scam
rates
card.
will expire.
Another scam.
Services, how are you doing today?
I've been doing really good. How about yourself?
I'm fine, sir. I believe that you are responding for the lower rates, right?
No, I'm just making sure that you don't scam anybody else.
Yeah, you sound like a motherfucking Indian. What?
Well, okay, so if you were real, why would you cuss like that?
Are you Indian? Huh?
No,
What's
I'm
the
not
deal?
at all. And I wasn't even saying anything bad about you. I was talking and you just cussed at me. Why would anybody have a service to send somebody to cuss at them? That's just wrong. I cannot believe. I want to know who your supervisor is from your company because I'm going to call and report you. You're not supposed to call and do that to people.
Fuck you.
Why would you say that? Hey, let's call them back. And we got another scam, everybody. This one came up as card services, and the first thing the person did was cuss at me. So let's call them back. Problem is, it's probably a real number when I call them back.
Hello, and welcome to Card Member Service.
Now it's a real number.
Helping you with your account.
Para continuar en español,
So what
oprima
I'm
dos.
going to do is I'm going to...
Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality purposes.
I
To
think
get started, please say or enter your credit card number.
Heck no. No.
Sorry, I still didn't get that.
Operator.
Enter your... Okay, I'll get a representative on the line for you. First, to better assist you, please say or enter your credit card number.
No. Operator.
I'll get someone on the line to help right away.
Thank
Just
you.
a moment while I connect your call.
So they piggybacked off this number, or it's a real number. I'm going to see. I'll take it all the way
Your
as far as...
call will be answered in approximately
'Cause it-
15 minutes. Welcome to
15
Card
minutes.
Member Service. Currently, all credit card representatives are assisting other customers. Please remain on the line,
Yeah.
and the next available representative will be with you as quickly as possible.
If you get a
Did
chance...
you know you can use your U.S. Bank credit
Oh,
card
they do
to
speak
pay
Spanish,
your telephone, cable, or even utility bills online?
So,
Visit us at
I'll keep that.
www.usbank.com.
Anyway, when they first called and I answered this, I got cussed out, like literally, blah, 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 mother, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the heck? And if you were on there when I first did it, so go back and rewind on this video and listen to what that guy said right when I answered the phone and I called him out. I got cussed out. And it was really funny. That's how you know. Problem is, it came up with an actual number, and I have a feeling they were piggybacking. Now, this is one of those examples of piggybacking off of another number when another number is not aware of it. And what I'm doing is I'm calling into that company. If you notice, so far, every single scam has been some type of an Indian accent so far. And never give your card number.
Please stay on the line,
I
and
got
a
it
representative
mute
will be
so that I
with
can
you as
talk.
soon as possible.
Once we get into there, problem is the last time they wouldn't answer at all because they're starting not to answer for 217 numbers because we are calling them out. You know, I kind of like the idea that I'm protecting the 217 area code and the 309 and the 573. I'm so tired of these scammers because they're not calling from the United States. But now this is a piggyback number. I'm almost, once I get on with the person, I will let you know. But what they did was they used that phone number, which is an actual number, and a legit card number.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line,
And
a representative will
what
be with
happens
you as
is
soon
it
as
comes
possible.
up with that number, but it's the scam artist on the other line. It's kind of like when they use your telephone number and you don't know about it and people think you're the one that's calling. So when this company answers, we're going to find out if it's a scam or not by going deep into detail, because I'm not giving any of my information, I never will. But if I can make them aware of it, they can call in whoever and they can have that piggyback taken off. Oh no, they will. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to give them the time. You hear how it's an English voice. If the rep, and you know, it's funny because I know we get everybody, they use that racism term all the time nowadays. But if there's a foreign accent that is more of a Indian accent or something like that, and I hate to say this, but it's a scam. Now, you will get some people that speak Spanish and stuff like that, and those aren't scams. Those are just people doing their job. But right now, unlike the call earlier that came up as a 217-222 number, this one came up as a 1-800 number.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay
But
on
I
the
think they
line, and a
piggybacked on the
representative
1-800
will be
number.
with you as soon as possible.
I don't get that many calls like this. The reason why is a lot of people just don't answer their phone. I'm just doing it to show people that, now if you notice my main number that's all over the place, it doesn't get any calls. I have blockers on it, and I screen all my calls. This here is a line for my dad, believe it or not. And we go through Comcast. But Comcast doesn't handle all the lines like that. But here's the thing. People are using other people's phone numbers without knowing. It doesn't mean they're calling you. That means they're using your number.
Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
They just randomly call. They're calling everybody in the 217-309-573 area code right now. Cell phones they still happen to cell phones, but they stopped the scams because Sprint, AT&T, Verizon, US Cellular, and stuff like that, they got a couple algorithms in place that if scams are coming through, you can do more with cell phones. Now, landlines are different, and that's what I'm using right here. You're hearing me on my cell phone, but this is a landline. And companies get scams all the time, too, calling in all the time. But most people just hang up. I'm just trying to show you how fake these calls are and not to do anything. The reason why is if you watch me do it, then you can actually say the correct things. If you notice, I'm not cussing at anybody. I may joke around, but I will not verbally attack them as far as calling them any name to discredit who they are as a person. But I am calling them out for being scam artists. I'm calling them out for being, just these people that are trying to take care. They point out the elderly. This is like I said, this is one of my dad's lines.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be
they are looking to do it. Now, a lot of people got their mom and dad their same phone number, but on a cell phone. That's why they get a lot of calls. New cell phone numbers and stuff like that, people just get a different one. Exactly, but the thing about it is you can block all those numbers, but those numbers belong to somebody else that are actually legit. They're piggybacking. So if you do block, then you're actually blocking friends and family also, and that's why it's a catch-22. Dang if you, dang if you don't. And the only way to teach people on what to do and say is to educate them.
Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as
like I
possible.
said, I can't ever guarantee 100% for sure that it'll be a legit or a fake. But when they call me up on the phone, and the first thing they do is cuss me legit, or it's not legit at any time. Cussing is not legit at any time. This one told me there was going to be a wait. So if it is a place like this, like they're unaware that their number's being used. And what's going to happen is when you call it back, you're going to get a legit person. And I bet you this is going to be a legit number. But if it's not, I'm going to call them out on it. And you guys can all see Sarah.
Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
So what we're trying to do right now is we're just calling out the non-legit people. So let's give it a second here. I'm giving them the amount of time they want. I got a timer on my phone that I'm watching right now. They should be answering. If it is a legit, they'll probably answer, and then I'm going to tell them what's going on. I'm not giving them any of my information, though. That they won't get from me. Ever. And the reason why is because it's a scam.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you.
I just hate they take advantage of so many elderly and people that are in nursing homes. I mean, they calling people. You know, you can get your cell phone over to nursing home. My grandma actually phone line was actually at her nursing home she was at. No, see, the problem is with piggybacks is, you remember, since I deal in identity theft. Dale, you deal in identity theft also. The thing with piggybacks is they buy these numbers from people. Believe it or not, they actually buy the numbers from people. They piggyback on them, and then they disconnect them.
Please stay on the line,
so you can't. The carriers, I'm sure there is, but the problem is the carriers could be getting paid by a bigger person, not knowing that they don't care what the people use them for. It's kind of like when Equifax and LifeLock sold everybody's information and then try to turn around and sell everybody identity theft protection, saying they'll give a year's worth of service for free. Well, that was the criminal guarding your house now. That was illegal. What they did was wrong, and people didn't ever catch on to that. But that's what happened. LifeLock and Equifax went on together. They sold everybody's information to make money on the back end. And that's a big scam. That's the reason why I don't trust LifeLock. They've already been in trouble 7 or 8 times with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Federal Trade Commission, the Better Business Bureau. They're not a reputable, even though people, it's just because they advertise on all the main TV networks and stuff is the reason why people get them. So with something like identity theft services, like through us, You know, we're not putting our information out there so that, you know, we have private... Anyway, needless to say, these are scams, and that's what I'm trying to do when these people pick up or whatever, if they do.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
$125? What'd you spend $125 on? Oh, you mean from the Equifax LifeLock breach? Sorry, I thought I heard my daughter's alarm clock going off. A couple years back, when the LifeLock first got in trouble, they gave refunds back to a lot of their members, and the guys in the Marine Corps League had them in my Marine Corps League, and they're like, hey, look, they sent us money. Yeah, if they sent you money, that means they broke the law. Think about it. They're sending you money because they got in trouble because they were found guilty of breaking the law, and they don't want to lose your service. But then they kept breaking the law. And that's one reason why I do not like that company, because I turn on the TV and hear their bragging, and they even say they do things. That's the reason why they got in trouble with the Securities and Exchange. Not because they were advertising, but they were false advertising. A lot of the stuff they offer, they did not provide, or you had to up your service. In other words, they were lying to people. And that's why the Securities and Exchange Commission got down. And I did research into it. I mean, I really looked hard into it because I wanted to make sure that anything I say or do is legit.
And a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
2 more minutes and then I'm hanging up because they said 15. So like I said, these are all scams, but they need to know that they're being piggybacked on, because people are picking it up, then they call back and it's legit. So the next time a person says something, they're going to call back again, and you're going to think it's legit. But it's not. It's they piggybacked on the number, then they're going to try to piggyback again. They'll call me back in about 20, 30 minutes because they know I'm going to call that number. And if the number is a legit number, but the person calling me is piggybacking off the legit number for an illegal activity.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
Yeah, they are. You know, and when you put something else, it's kind of like, Dale, I don't know, do you remember when they had the truck that had the guy's social security number on it, and they said, see, we can protect anything. You remember the truck with the social security number? I'm sure you do. It was that big one. That was one of the things they got in trouble for, because that social security number got broken into every day. I forgot how many times, but it was broken into and used every day. But then they said that nothing can break into it when it was actually being broken into every single day. And that was one of the false claims they were making, so people would purchase their products. See, look at this. Don't you remember it showed it like in New York City or somewhere, this truck with the social security number on the side, and they said, see, we can advertise the social security number and no one will ever break into it. And that was a LifeLock thing that they were lying to people with. You know, it's a pity that places have to lie in order to get people to this. Now, I understand that, you know, not every service out there is going to be perfect.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
So we're still waiting on the fake, but from, like I said, almost there. Time's almost up, so... Now, if you do call back to, like, real actual numbers, you'll probably get an operator, because they usually have 1,000 of them or something in legit businesses. See, there you go. Now you remember. And then they had the one to where the Norton or whatever. Well, Norton was broken into. Norton was actually corrupted. I don't know if you heard that one or not, or it hasn't. I don't know if it's been released to the public yet, or not. I'm talking about generally on the big news. It's already been released, but their stuff was actually sending people to scam artists on purpose because they already purchased. Like, oh man, it was bad. It's kind of like when the Veterans Affairs and the Illinois government got free service for military members for a year because they were breached. And the company took all the money the government gave them and went belly up, took the money and ran and did not protect anybody. And then they had to get another company who did the exact same thing to them. And the government was just throwing money at people that said, we do identity theft services. And they didn't. And so all those military are breached. All the way down to your World War, you know, whoever's still alive. If you were ever in the military, you've already been breached. You just don't know it because either your stuff's still being sold for $5 per person buying it. I think they've gone down. There's so much information out there. I think that the costs have lowered. But people get all your information. They create somebody new. And this is the reason why having an identity theft protection plan that is reputable. You know, reputable. Not something that you see on TV. And if I have one more person tell me if they put it on TV, it has to be legal. No. If they put it on TV, it means that they're just advertising. You know, if I put something in the Herald Whig advertising that I'm single yet I'm married, they can still publish it. Now, I'm not married, don't get me wrong. I'm a single guy. I'm just saying you can't believe everything just because it's on a commercial on TV. Now, the Federal Trade Commission, it goes after them once they've been called out and for lying and stuff, and that's the reason why they took down their stuff for the longest time. But then they changed because they make more by lying than they pay out in the court costs for being caught. In other words, oops, sorry.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be
30
with
seconds.
you as soon as possible.
So to me, it's kind of like, okay, so you're scamming people. When you get caught, you pay $20, but you brought in $20,000. So to scam, you know, they don't care because they're making more, you know, by lying to people than they are getting in trouble with. Okay, it's, you know, there's that thing like when, do you remember when Neil Armstrong got in trouble for doping for the Tour de France and stuff like that? You know, I wish companies worked that same way because it's called, whatever money he took in, the courts usually put that kind of fee on them. In other words, all the money he made from advertisers and everything else is the fee they put on him plus jail time, so they take back all the money he ever made, and that's how they punish him. But they don't do that to companies that lie, cheat, and steal. They basically don't do it again. They do it again. Problem is, if you look, LifeLock has a record for being the most ever lost to the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Federal Trade Commission. And, you know, they may have legit stuff of people monitoring, but what good does that do if you get breached? It doesn't do any good. At least our company has private investigators, lawyers, and we actually go after them. idguy.org if you want to know what we do. Go to idguy.org and take a look at what we do. Or if you know Dale Flenner, call up Dale and he can tell you what we do. Dale does the same thing I do, and he offers the same stuff. He's a great guy, but I'm so tired of being ripped off, or I'm so tired of these scams going on. Now, if you notice, no one's answering, so that means this is a scam. They would have answered by now.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
I gave them the 15 minutes they asked for. Nobody picked up the phone. Nobody wants to sit on the phone forever. Now they're wasting my time. So, if you got something that says card services, it is a scam. At least according to me, because if you take a look here, I'll show you what's on my phone so you guys can all see. Okay, let me turn my phone around so you can actually see it. This is how long we've been waiting.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
So as you can see, to me that shows that they're not going to answer back from any of these numbers. So, have a good one, Dale. Love you, buddy. Have a good one. Tell your grandkids I said hi. Tell your wife I said hi, and you're an awesome guy. Talk to you later, Dale. Going on 17 minutes. I gave him the time of day. For everybody else listening, it's a scam. If you get anything that says card services, it's a big scam. Do not answer your phone.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
Yeah, see, all they're doing is blocking any 217 number coming through by doing this to you. So they have a national agency. There's a lot of phone companies out there that want to take it. But as you can see, and I've been doing everything exactly how we answer and everything else, these are scams. Don't fall for the scams. Sorry, I'm also downloading stuff from here, and I'm doing work in the background while. So if anybody ever asks, I don't mind the phone doing that. Like I said, call waiting on the old one.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
So if you guys want to stick around a little bit while I wait on this call, you're more than welcome to. But for the most part, they're not answering because it's a scam. It's a pity that our telephone providers and our phone companies do not do anything about all this. And it's very, very disheartening to think that, you know, they want our business, but they don't want to protect their customers.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
So yeah, we're still waiting. As you can see, these are fake calls. They're not answering. That's what happened with the last one. You call back, and they won't answer the call at all because they know that anything come from a 217, they've been called out, so they won't do anything with it anymore. And like I said, every time, I'm going to answer them because I want to show people out there, if I can spend enough time on them, they won't scam you, or at least maybe they won't scam somebody else. You know, as long as they spend time with me, the less time they can spend calling somebody that might be gullible or naive enough to take the call.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
And don't forget about September 8th, this Sunday. We've got that marathon stuff going on, raising money for autism awareness. We actually have one other project we're doing it with. That I got to get permission from Jesus first. I already got permission from his wife, but I think we're going to do one other thing, which will be really... Everything we're doing is going to be a lot of fun. And there's some people that deserve... that they need a little help, and we're going to help them out. Anything we can do to help people.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
Okay, so it is a scam number. It would have... Nobody keeps you on the phone for... I've been on for 20 minutes now. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, thinking that it was a piggyback number. It's not a piggyback number. It's a fake number. Because if it was a real number, that somebody would have answered by now. Anymore with today's technology, you don't get put on hold that long. And if you do, the company does not need to be in business then. Let's see here.
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you as soon as possible.
It's a scam. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang up, and we'll call it back, and we'll see if they tell me 15-minute wait. Because right now, all they're doing is knowing they've been busted, and they've been called out. So, since they've been busted and called out, we can now go handle whatever else we need to handle. Alright. So, just so you all know, that's the number. I'm going to call it back again. So, we're going to push...
Thank you for waiting. Please stay on the line, and
So,
a representative will be
it's a
with
scam.
you soon.
Oh.
Thank you for calling Card Member Service. My name is Carmika. May I start with your full name, please?
Actually, Carmika, I apologize. Can I had a call from this number, okay? And they wanted my information, and they wanted to know all my stuff. And the first thing they did was they told me off, and told me I'm a effer, and all this other stuff. And I think they piggybacked off you guys' number.
Oh, my goodness.
In other words, somebody's running a scam piggybacking off of Card Services' number. I'm not saying it to be mean or anything like that, but this person just basically when I was like, how did you get, and then I got called every name in the book. And I am doing all this stuff live online because I do identity theft for a living. And there are some numbers they piggyback off of, some numbers they use, and then sometimes there's not. So my question is, are you guys aware that this number is being used for a scam right now? I don't think it's you guys, but I think it's a piggyback, meaning they're using your number, and when the person answers, it goes to that number that they used to scam. So when they call back for a third time, then you think it's real.
Yeah. Okay, no, we were not aware of that, but I will definitely make sure that I get this message to the right person. I'll definitely let my supervisor know and see if we can make sure that we get this problem solved.
All right, just so I know that you're legit and it is a piggyback, what state are you guys calling? Or what state are you guys from? Are you with a marketing company, or are you with like MasterCard or Visa?
No, this is I'm sorry, this is a service center for U.S. Bank in the Midwest.
Okay, because they were calling up for card services and trying to get your rates lowered and everything else, and then they ask you for your social security number and your driver's license and all this other stuff.
Yes, we sometimes we do get those often. We won't make outbound calls to offer lower APRs. That's not something we would do. We would have our customers call and ask if we have any offers and then take it from there. But we would never call out first and offer that to them.
Okay, and I believe you, but when you take a note down and tell your supervisors, you need to let them know that they're calling hundreds of people at a time, and they're scamming them. But they're using you guys as good name and who your company is, which is legit fine. And there's a couple telltales because first off, no one's going to cuss at you on the phone. The other one is no one's going to ask up for your social security number and all your information. But if you guys are unaware of it, whoever handles the telephone service, they need to be aware so they can shut it down, so they quit using you guys because they want people to call you guys back to see they're legit. Then they call back, and then people give them the information, and you guys will never know it because it's a piggyback.
Right.
Yeah. They do it to regular phone numbers also, and people are unaware that their number's being used for scams.
Right.
So if whoever you got to talk to, that's fine. I'm just letting you know that. And like I said, I'm trying to make people aware that these things are going on to never give out their information and everything. So.
Right. Well, thank you so much for that.
Okay. And like I said, thank you very much. And you make sure to have a great day and everything, okay? And like I said, get that information, because if not, there's going to be a lot of people being taken advantage of because they think it's you guys' reputable company when it's not. It's just some scam artist piggybacking off the 1-800-285-8585 number.
Yes.
Okay?
Of course. I'll make sure I'll let them know. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.
You too.
Okay, so as you can see, the voices were completely different on that, and they're calling out of the Midwest, you know, which that makes sense, you know, it's how banks do it, but no one's going to ask you for your information. So, anyway, hopefully that may show you guys not to give out your information to anybody at any time, and when you do call back, as you can see, they were unaware that someone's even calling. They didn't even know, and it's a big company. So anyway, so go ahead and get that taken care of, and I will talk at you later. Bye.